fields. So what a max food yield field for me looks like is a potato, and then a buckwheat, which we're doing here, and then another potato. Greetings everyone, and welcome back to Ostriv. This is episode 27, and I am the Beard, and today we are starting off with a very peaceful pastoral scene here. This plough busy making its way up and down this field, and as you might have known if you've been following the series so far, we've reached the point of mechanization with our fields, and our expansion has really started. It's taken us a while. It's been a bit of a learning curve, and we've fumbled our way through things a little bit, but we're starting to kind of learn how things are going. Yeah, if you're new to the series, welcome. If you've been with me from the beginning, welcome back. Good to have you back with us. Please drop a comment if you've got something to say. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. Always appreciated both of those actions. And today we're going to try and improve our farming a little bit here. If the title hasn't given you a clue, industrialized farming is where we're going. We're going to try and make sure there's a plow in each of our farms, and we're going to play around with our field settings a little bit. In fact, actually, we're going to pause the game because at the moment people are just plowing fields over here. I think that they've started to sow out here. Yep, that's been sown. That one hasn't yet. Alright, so we have an opportunity out here. So let's start out in this field, because this is where it seems most logical to start. So this is the phase everyone's in. So there's a couple of fallow fields over here. And we have a buckwheat and some sunflowers and buckwheat going. Okay, so we also have a plow ordered, right, which is going to be very cool. We have one ox. Let's see if we have another ox. Do we have another ox that we can go? Yes. Okay. We have two ox, excuse me. Two ox there. I think they've been led into this field here, this fallow field here for the summer. Which is good, because this field here, this farm here does need a plow. We're going to set this up for optimum plow yielding, though. So let's actually have a start on this field. And what I'd like to do is, I'd like to start experimenting with a couple of things. I'd like to start experimenting with fields that are going for maximum yields of certain types of plants. I would also, of crop. I would also like to try and go for fields or farms that are looking for to produce max food yields, which I think is very, very important thing. So this farm out here on the side, it's quite a big farm actually. This farm here, I would like to try and make a max food yield farm. It has a number of very sizable farm fields. So let's do that, okay. So max food yield is basically a lot of buckwheat and a lot of potatoes. That's essentially where we're going. A lot of buckwheat and a lot of potatoes. So let's have a look. Let's change this here. Oh, we can't change the sunflowers. Okay, we can't change this during season. Okay, so two of these fields here, out here, I think, which one is this? Field 4, right? And field 4 and field 6, which is field 6. Field 6, alright, you will be sunflower fields. Alright, okay, so small changes of plans. Let's do those first. Let's do that. So we're going to change this to a fallow there. And it's a fallow on either side of the sunflowers there. So these are going to be a very big max sunflower yield. And I think that the next thing that we want to do following these is then we want to try and go for, I think, let's try and do max buckwheat outputs, because buckwheat is yep. Oh, we're going to do this fallow, isn't it? So let's do buckwheat there, and then potatoes here, and buckwheat here. So this is a very good plan. So we're going to do max buckwheat yield here, because what I've realized is that we can grow buckwheat and then we can grow potatoes, right? We can also then go flip back and grow more buckwheat, because we don't have to do a fallow. It's not a 2-2 all the time. I've just realized this, right? So let's do that. So let's change this to buckwheat as well. And then this one here is going to definitely be a fallow, and then we're going to do a buckwheat here. So that's 2 fields doing max sunflower and then max buckwheat, right? These fields here, we're going to change to max food yield fields. So what a max food yield field for me looks like is a potato, and then a buckwheat, which we're doing here, and then another potato, a potato, sorry, and then a buckwheat, and then a potato, right? And then a fallow. So actually, this is a crazy process if you think about it. This uses all the right nutrients and allows it to restore itself over time, so that we get a lot of food out all in one go there. So that's field 5. So let's try and mirror what we did there in field 5 up here in field 4. So this is going to be a potato, and this is going to be a potato, and this is going to be a buckwheat, and this is going to be a potato, right? Potato, fallow. Yep. Good. Right. Max food yield there too. Right. Okay. Good. And this one here, which is now a fallow, so let's use that as the fallow period here. So we're going to do a potato here, and then a buckwheat, and then a potato, and then a buckwheat, and then a potato. And we're going to do the same thing here. Potato, buckwheat, potato, buckwheat, potato, fallow. Great, look at that. Alright, so this farm here, is going for a pure max food, so lots of buckwheat and potatoes, and occasionally some sunflowers. Every season or so, there's some sunflowers. Just to, you know, spice things up a bit. So that's that one. Right, let's have a look at this field over here. So again, what I'd like to do with this one, because again, fairly sizable fields, very well placed out here, I'd like to try and use this one here again for a max food yield, or a max potato and a buckwheat mix, right? And then I think or shall we do a max wheat? Let's do a max wheat and max buckwheat and max sunflower mix here, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, well, let's do it for the ones that we can, right? So this is a buckwheat. So here we want to do a buckwheat here and a buckwheat. So this is going to be a buckwheat, and then we're going to do a fallow, right? And then let's do a sunflower, right? So this is a max buckwheat. We do another buckwheat over here. Then on this one here, let's do another max buckwheat, eh? So let's do potatoes there, buckwheat, and then let's do potatoes, and then let's do fallow, and then we're going to do sunflowers again, and fallow, right? Okay, cool. Right, this one here, we're going to do lots of wheat. So I've realized if you do wheat, hemp, wheat, because if we look at our wheat, right, we've got that, and then hemp, and then we go back to wheat, because we still have enough. We can do it. So it's a 3-3 fallow, right? That's a lot of wheat there in that cycle. It's a lot of wheat we're going to produce there. And then over here, we're going to do a sunflower and a fallow. All right. So let's just get a lot of sunflowers out there. It feels like the kind of way to go. Over here, we're going to do a sunflower and a sunflower, right? And let's do a wheat and a hemp and a wheat. All right, we got a lot of wheat out there, which is great. Here, we're going to do a fallow. So let's do a sunflower here, shall we? And then let's do the wheat. Let's do our wheat trick here. Wheat, and then a fallow over here, shall we? All right, that's a good mix. And then over here, we're already on a fallow. So let's try and go for, shall we do what should we do? Should we do we need to get, let's do more max wheat, shall we? So let's do another wheat, another hemp, another wheat, and then a fallow over here. And then we're going to do a sunflower here. Great, so this is a good field here. Lots of sunflowers, lots of wheat, and some buckwheat and food as well. Oh, this should be the other way around, shouldn't it? This should be a buckwheat, yeah, and this should be it's a buckwheat, potato, potato, Is this what we're going for? No, is this a buckwheat? So this should be a potato, and then this should be a buckwheat, right? And then this should be a fallow, and this should be the sunflower, and then this should be the fallow. Ah, there you go. That's better. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. That was good. That was a little bit messed up there. Glad we caught that one. So that one's a good rotation there. Lots of buckwheat, and then lots of sunflowers. Lots of buckwheat, lots of sunflowers. Lots of wheat with a little bit of hemp. There was a little bit of potatoes in here too. Lots of sunflowers, hemp, and wheat. Sunflowers, hemp, and wheat. Sunflowers, hemp, and wheat. Yep, this is a good farm. Cool. That farm's set out. Let's have a look at this farm now. Right, what are we going to do on this farm? Right, there's a lot of fallows here. So what I want to try and do here is I want to try and do 5-year fields in this here. I'm going to try and experiment with 5-year fields. I think there's 3 types of 5-year fields that we can do. Let's try and set up 2 of them. So I think let's try potatoes. So if you do potatoes, right, and then you do buckwheat, right, and then you do wheat, and then you do buckwheat, and then you do potatoes, and then a fallow, you should be good, right? You could also do wheat, then you could do buckwheat, then you could do potatoes, then you could do hemp, and then you could do potatoes again, I think. And a fallow. Yeah, that's another style of 5-year field, which I think is kind of cool. What about we do potatoes, potatoes, buckwheat, yeah, buckwheat, potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes, hemp, and then potatoes again, right? Potato, that's another style, I think. So let's mirror that there. Let's do potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes, hemp, and potatoes. Good. Right, that's good. That's good. Or we could do, let's do wheat here. Wheat. Let's do wheat, buckwheat, potatoes, wheat, buckwheat, potatoes, hemp, potatoes again, hey? Yeah, potatoes again, and then fallow. That's a good one, right? That's a very good one. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. We can also do hemp, right? Hemp, potatoes. Well, in this field here, let's do this field here. I want to do a let's do fallow here, right? So let's do a lot of hemp production there, and let's do a sunflower, and then literally a lot of, and then let's do this is going to be a lot of sunflower and hemp. This is that number 6. Which field is that? That's that one there. This one here, I really do want to be very productive on that front, so we need to keep that hemp and a lot of fallow going there, I think. This is our productive field, right? So that's that field, right? Let's go out here, and I know this has taken us almost 13 minutes already, but I promise you this is going to be a game changer, or at least I hope it's going to be a game changer. I've done a lot of playing around off camera, and I think this is going to be a game changer, and anyone is welcome to write down any of this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to a max wheat production. So let's go wheat, and let's go to a hemp, and then we're going to do another wheat over here, and then this is obviously a fallow. And then what I'd like to do here is I'd like to do a sunflower, because you know that's a great thing. Let's do a max food over here. So let's do a buckwheat, and then we're going to do another potato. We're going to do this buckwheat, potato, buckwheat, potato jaw, which I think is it kind of works. Like, you know, it's a good flow. It's a very good flow, right? And then we are over here. We are going to do a potato, and we're going to do a buckwheat, and then a potato, and then a buckwheat, and then a potato. So this is going to be another one of those jaw flows, max foods, jaw flows, and then I think over here, let's do another hemp and wheat, and then we're going to do a fallow and sunflower, right? Sunflower, yep. And then should we do another one of those? Let's do a wheat and a hemp and a wheat, and then a fallow, and then a sunflower. Yeah, a sunflower. Yep, that's cool there. And how about over here? We keep that sunflower there, and we make this a fallow, and then we do the hemp wheat thing there. Cool. Yep. Lots coming out there. Lots of hemp sprinkled out between everything there, which is really good. Yeah, lots of 2-3 fallow fields happening this season. Next season they will all be planted, so that's going to be interesting. Right, okay, and let's go over to this one. And I think that these ones here we need to try again with a max food yield kind of scenario, I think. Or should we try and let's do lots and lots of potatoes out here, shall we? And then let's do sunflower and then a fallow. Yeah, and let's do potatoes. Let's get 2 max potatoes out here, you know, like just max ourselves out on potatoes on those 2 fields there, 1 and 2. Just bam, 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 lots of potatoes. Then over here we're going to do this good old wheat hemp trick, and then we're going to do the fallow over there, and then this is just going to be a sunflower. This is just going to be a sunflower season over here. Then potatoes here. Let's do should we do if we do a potatoes here, right, and then we do a buckwheat here, and then we make this fallow, and we make sure this is a buckwheat. That's a buckwheat, right? Then it goes round, and then that's a max buckwheat, I think, which is great. Then what we do, and then let's just do a wheat that's kind of falling into place here as a max wheat, and then we're going to do sunflowers in between that. And then potatoes here. So we're doing potatoes at the moment. Should we do potatoes? Let's do a potatoes. What are we going to do? Let's do a potatoes, and then let's go like buckwheat, man. Buckwheat, man. And if we do a buckwheat over here, man, that's good. And then over here, let's do a sunflower and a fallow. Yeah, looks good, eh? Yep. All right. I think that, my friends, is our fields planned out. And I hope that is really going to start to increase our ability to produce food. Time will tell, though. Time will tell. I think that time will definitely tell. What are we doing? We're doing potatoes over here at the moment. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one, because this is gonna go fallow, and then it's gonna do these 5-year cycles. It's gonna be quite cool. Quite interesting to see what happens. Right, so now that we've done that and wasted a good bunch of time doing that, and please excuse me if that was boring. If it was, please let me know in the comments. I hope it made sense what I was doing. I will do a tutorial and tip guide video on exactly what I did there, with some sort of a little bit more detail with why and how I've done what I've done in the different cycles, so you can follow along, but I hope that kind of made sense. So right, now that we've got that going, what I was thinking of doing was trying to solve this vacancies problem, because as you can see, it is the peak of summer when we have the most jobs available in this town, and there are still 136 vacancies open, so there are not nearly enough houses in this town. So I was thinking about rectifying that situation, and I was thinking about doing that by placing a new row of houses along this sort of row out here, in front of this line of farms, as it were. So let's actually do that. I think rural line, I think, if you will. Let's get started. The game had to think about that one. Let's make this a bit of a thinner one. 2. The game really is thinking about this. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that has to think. And let's see if we can get the 4th one in at a slightly larger. Is that the largest we can go? I think so. Yeah, that's cool. Yep, the game really has to think about placing those. But there you go, they are placed. Let's struggle those up the line here, because we kind of want those built sooner rather than later. And we've got a lot of these platforms to be built as well. Let's actually put those platforms up, but let's get some of the smaller things out of the way. What are these? Fishing docks, chicken coops. We can pause those. This fishing dock, I think, can go up there. It's a warehouse. It's a warehouse. And that's a granary. Where's this warehouse being built? Over there. And that one's being built over here. Right. Oh, right. Because we're going to move this, aren't we? That feels like a good thing to do. Okay, so let's actually do that. Let's, production, we need to move the stone mining camp. Now, this is unfortunate because, really and truly, I thought that I'd kind of got this right, but apparently not. So, what we're going to do is, I wish I just built it in the wrong place, man. I just built it in the wrong place. So, I'm going to throw this out here, and this is going to feel weird. But this is where the stone mining camp is going to go. It's going to go like this. And I have a plan, and that's why I'm just so disappointed at my placement of that. I'm just so disappointed. Okay, this is going to go right over here. Bam. That's where it's going to go. And this we are going to make really empty. And it's makes things really speed things up again. So this is going to make things really empty, and then stone mining camp, we're going to chug that up the line to here, to where those houses are, because once they move all of this across, we can dismantle this, right? And this is going to be our new stone mining area over here. Oh, hello. Have you come to sell things? You've come to deliver some honey. Thank you for the delivery of your honey. Right. Okay, right, how's the farming going, everyone? Everyone good on the farming front? Cool. We're just going to be doing a lot of potatoes and hemp and stuff this season. Nothing new, really, because we didn't change anything that we were going to be producing this season. It's the following seasons, and we should see this long term. We should see production increase. I love the cows in the fallow fields out here. It really is quite cool. Hello, have you come for charcoal? Yes, we can sell you charcoal. Can we sell you some sunflower? We can sell you sunflower oil as well, and we can sell you 600 clothes too. That's good. 600 clothes. Let's also buy some sallow from you. Let's buy 2,000 sallow from you. Let's buy potatoes. Let's buy, yeah, why not? Let's buy 2,000 potatoes as well. You know, why not? It's always good to have potatoes coming. Yep, good. That is a crazy line of trade coming out of Tokachi. We like trading with you. We can make import and export deals with you. Potatoes, sallow, clothes, sunflower oil, and charcoal. Thank you for your trade. We appreciate. We really do. Right, what else are we going to do? While we wait for these platforms to be constructed and then the houses, I was thinking, I really do want to sort of have a look at what I can do out here, which is essentially, this little sort of market area that I've sort of planned out here. Oh, cool, another platform completed. Where's that? Yes. Okay, cool. So that's all of our platforms done. Thank you. That looks good. This is the last market area we created. This is only for production, I think. Yes. So production, they'll come down from the farms, I think, to fetch water. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Fetch water. Off they go. Good stuff. I think I should put one down here as well at some point, and maybe a fishing dock here too, just as a lone fishing dock. It could be interesting. So what was I saying? This little market over here, I kind of want to replicate it out here, because these guys are currently having to travel all the way across the river. I know that there's markets along here, it's not that far, but it kind of feels the right thing to do. So let's do that. Market stall. Let's zoom in, and let's shuggle these around slightly. Let's get the first one in. I think over there, shall we? Let's get the camera up a bit. I think that looks good over there. Yeah, that looks good over there. Let's press F1 and get the style. That looks cool. Looks very cool. Shall we try and... yeah, let's make it a little bit closer. So that'll go in there. We just go F2, F1, yeah. Let's change the style again. Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Yeah, that's cool. And I think we might be able to get one more in. Yep, we are going to be able to get one more in. So that's 4. So 4 little trading posts or stalls in here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a well as well. Start to get a bit more easy accessible water on the side for these citizens. Let's chug that up there, so they do that after this house, which I think is the first one going up on this road. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? It really actually does. In fact, actually, we are also going to do a well over here, I think. It's going to be an interesting well, because I'm going to use some fences to fence it off and do some interesting things here. But let's do a well over there too. Let's put that well next, so that one can go up too. It's good to have that well up. Is this house, yep, there's already people moved into that house. Imagine that. There is a great demand for housing in this town. Our population is also rising closer and closer to 300. Right, what we're going to do here, alright, we are going to, let's do this. Let's do buckwheat, and let's do flour. And let's do, what else are we going to do here? Let's do honey, and let's do sallow. So those things we make a lot of, and these occasionally come in, so that's cool. Then we're going to do here chicken, eggs, and chicken meat. Right, that's cool. And let's do potatoes and sunflower oil. We've got lots of these normally, and those will go. Then over here, let's do firewood, and let's do fish, and dried fish. And then we can, let's do, what else here, salt, why not, salt. And then over here, we are going to do, milk, right, and then, yeah, milk and clothes, yep, milk and clothes, there you go. Ooh, we've got a messenger, right, what are you selling? Your sunflower oil? We can give you 800, I like selling round numbers, 800. Can we give you flour? Nope. Clothes? Nope. We will, however, buy some dried fish from you. Let's buy 2,000 dried fish. Is it worth 2,000? No, maybe we buy 1,000. 1,000, yeah, let's buy 1,000. Yeah, let's buy 1,000 dried fish. And honey, let's buy 1,000 honey from you as well. It's always good to trade. And you kind of always want to keep your food stocks up. We're in June, so you know, a little bit of let's apply to all, and apply to all, and that will just mean that we will start stocking these, I think. Yep. Right. So these have now got workers, and they will start getting stocked. Hello. Have you run out of money again? Communism. There you go. Have some cash. Ooh, these fields are looking good, aren't they? This farm is pumping. Right, it's July, and the fields are looking good. They're growing. They really are growing. Right, so the houses out here are going again. Sweet, we've got another pump up here, which is good. I think it's been used. So while they're building those houses, let's have a look at what we can do decoration wise. I kind of want to use this fence again. Let's see if we can I almost want to do this weird little thing here, right, where what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fence this like this, and like that, and then this looks weird, but I think it'll look cool in the end, and then we're going to go out here like this. We're gonna, yeah, a little fence like that, right? So people kind of go in there, and then over here it gives us space to do some sort of really cool tree work here, with a bench over here, out here on the corner. This little interesting, yeah, like that. Let's plant that tree. He's planted that tree already. Yeah, a little bench there. How's that? Yeah. Cool. We'll have it all sit there in this new little angle that started out here. And I think what I want to do as well is I want to put an ash tree in here. An ash tree there. And then some dark rose bushes along here. Because I am a fan of the detailing, and I do need to actually come back into here and do some detailing off camera, because I really enjoy that, and it adds so much to the experience, I think. Can get a little bit much on camera, so we try and keep it off, but yeah, you can do cool little things like create these little unique bushed off little wells here, which is going to look great when the trees sort of develop. Another house, and it is available for immigration. That's cool. Have you come from visiting us from Black? We can give you, do you only want 800? Yeah, deal, sure. We can give you 70 of those, a deal. Anything else, no? Shall we buy something from you? Maybe we should let's buy a little bit of buckwheat. Let's buy 1,000 buckwheat, shall we? 1,000 buckwheat, and I'm gonna buy another 1,000 honey. 1,000 honey, yep, 1,000 honey, that's good. And I'm actually gonna buy another 1,000 iron. I'm going on a bit of a buying spree here. But that's fine. I think iron was running out anyway. We needed the iron to continue producing the nails and all those metal parts that we need to continue expanding. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of fish. Oh my goodness gracious me, fish is not a problem in this tier parts, nor is potatoes, nor is wheat. So okay, we can start looking at stocking potatoes in here. Let's unstock the textile, and over here let's start stocking potatoes for harvest. Let's start putting Start putting 2,000 potatoes here for transport, for trade. So 2,000 potatoes. And I think that what we should also start doing is stockpiling a little bit of flour where we can. And I think what else we should do is nails. I'm not really sure what the trade on nails is like. I'll have a look at that. But the rest of this is good to go, I think. Yeah, good to go. Right, and let's keep an eye on our food output here. Because, yeah, looking healthy, I must say. Really, really, really looking healthy. Let's take this up as well to 5. Let's take it up to 4, shall we? I want to try and make sure that there's sunflower oil for the population as well. Let's actually take this back down to 2. I think we might have got it a bit ahead of ourselves with the sunflower oil. Are we in harvests? We are harvesting. Look at this. What's your field here? What's this? Soil is exhausted. Right, and the next one is buckwheat. Okay, I think that's because, alright, so this has to be a fallow, right? Right, and this was going to be one of those max food productions vibes. So we're going to do potatoes next, and then this is going to be a potato buckwheat here. So, a fallow maybe, and then this is the potato, and this is the buckwheat, and this is the potato, and this is the buckwheat, and this is the potato. Yep, I think that's the way it's gonna have to go. Yep, that's that one there. Right, and do you have a... Yeah, you do. Okay, good. You do have... Let's order a second one for you. Do you have a second one? You do. You have 3. Ooh, we've got a visitor messenger. We must remember that. Let's order a second one for you and a second one for you as well. You are going to want some charcoal, which I will definitely sell you. I will also sell you that sunflower oil that you need, and I will sell you 100 clothes too. Yep, I will sell you 100 clothes. I think that's all we need for now. Food is good. We are good on the food front. Right, just some export there. Okay, and I think that's brings us to the end of this episode. An interesting episode indeed. Industrial farming has been the theme, and industrial farming we have been a lot of focus and attention on our crop rotations, etc. Let's see how it plays out. We might have a couple of optimizations to do, like you saw happening there. But hopefully in the long run it should start providing us with a fair amount of food and a good platform for a lot of massive growth. 5 farms all producing at their max should be good, and I think we're going to start a 6 soon as well. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Please drop a like or smash that like button, drop a comment, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow for episode 28. Thank you for joining me. I'm the Bird, signing out.